it is Canada after all. So one of my workmates just got back from a trip to India where it was 48 degrees plus humidex. So I'm not going to really complain about the heat. Anyways, took a quick trip out to the reserve, filled the tank, emptied my wallet. What else is going on? Goodness gracious. Well, it's hump day, so all downhill from here. Looking forward to the weekend. And then next week is a 2-day work week because I've got to use up the leftover holidays from 2023 by the end of the month. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, how does it work? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, vacation days, and that's up against the long weekend. So it's a hell of a long weekend. By the way, for everybody who needs to be reminded, July 1st being Canada Day is typically when we go out and activate somewhere on the Great Canadian Trail. And I'm looking forward to doing that as well. I'm along for the ride, Chuck, and if I hear anything in the distance, I'll let you know.
Okay, very good then, Mac. Geez, where do I start? Oh, first of all, I do apologize for beginning this stream on YouTube a little bit late. It was sitting there right in front of me. I got everything ready, but I forgot to hit the go live. So now we are live on YouTube, and you can follow us along there. Just type in my call sign, VA3CJZ, and we're at AREG week 1605. That's our title tonight. And so, Mac, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that high temperatures in India. I did see that on the news, and it's crazy right now because we were actually warmer than the temperature in Miami. I think yesterday or the day before by 3 degrees or more. And same thing, I think the equator is similar temperatures. Crazy stuff. But anyways, very good. By the way, is my audio loud enough?
You're a little quieter than usual, but I wouldn't complain. I don't have to crane my ears. I know I'm not talking to Vic.
All right then, Mac. Well, sit back and we'll get back to you in a little bit then. And so let's move down to Albert, I do believe is next. VA3 Bravo Tango. I'm so used to calling him VE3 for all these years. Albert, come on in.
Hey, good evening, Chuck, and everybody on frequency. I just like to confuse everybody. Go with the VE3, then the VA3. But anyways, other than that, nothing to report. I know the warm weather's around here, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, it sucks, for the guys that have to work outside in this weather. But hey, you take more breaks and more water, water intake. That's all. But other than that, just the general check-in there, Chuck. Back over to you.
Okay, very good. How was your vacay there? Your glamping?
Oh, it was great. You know what? I can't complain because the weather was good. I took Thursday, Friday, and Monday off, so it was good, gorgeous days. I'm glad it wasn't weather like this. But no, it was good. No rain, so yeah, I can't complain. The only thing I brought up was a handy-talkie. I was able to receive on the repeater, but I couldn't transmit out on it. Just 5 watts wasn't cutting it.
Oh, well, that's why you got to climb up the ladder of the trailer, go stand on the top and key up from there, or climb a tree.
That probably would have worked, but I just had the radio in the background, just a little noise. Every so often the repeater would go off and then I'd hear you guys in there. But like I said, I couldn't key up the repeater.
Yeah, right on. Okay, Albert. Well, thanks for sharing that. Yes, you did pick a good time there because we all know how hot it is now. It actually, right now, it's saying it's 32 degrees outside on my front porch, and I do believe the Weather Network is saying the same. keeps flashing red all the time. What does it say now? Come on now. 30, feeling like 42. So 42 is like 105 Fahrenheit. It's crazy. Anyways, Albert, anything else?
No, I got to laugh because my kid decided to go to Jamaica this week. So we're actually hotter here than we are in Jamaica right now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's crazy. Every time we get events like that. Oh, plus, I really jacked it up there. Friend of mine lives out west, and they only had a +9 in Calgary, +14 in the Winnipeg or Brandon, Manitoba area, and so it's crazy out there. And here it's the road to hell.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm lucky, so I'm indoors where it's air conditioning, so I'm not complaining. I'll take it. I'll take the good with the bad. But yeah, we'll let you roll on with the net there and pick up a few more. I'll be listening along there, Chuck, VA3VT.
All right, Albert, thanks for checking in. Let's move down to Jason, VE3, Zulu Juliet Charlie.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on frequency. Not much going on over here. I did notice that this morning driving into the office that while monitoring the ZOE repeater, I was actually picking up some other repeater was just coming through strong enough to break squelch, which was interesting. Other than that, just following along here, sitting in the shack. Back to you.
So what, you were on ZOE and you heard a tail from another repeater?
Roger. I don't know. It was distant enough and infrequent enough that I couldn't get the call sign when it did key up. But there were definitely people talking on it, and there was a definite tone on it because I could hear the tone whenever somebody unkeyed. It was definitely interesting. Got it almost all the way to Mississauga this morning.
Comment.
Yeah, sir. Go ahead. Comment.
Detroit. Yep, you're right, Al. It is Detroit. The repeater is Whiskey 8 Golf Mike, and it's active in the morning. There's two nets that are back to back in the morning travel time. So, it shares the same frequency as the ZOE. In order to trigger that repeater, you need a tone, which is the tone that I have set on this radio. So when I hear them, they can hear me.
Over to you, Jason. Did you hear that?
Yep, good copy on that. Thanks, Mac. That was definitely interesting. Every time I go to the office, I've got the repeater and the 2-meter call on both sides of the radio, and this is the first time I've actually ever heard that repeater come in. So I thought it was interesting. Apparently, I'm just late to the party. Nothing else from me, Chuck. I will follow along as best I can, and I'll send it back to you to get some more VE3's ZJC back to net.
Quick break there, Chuck.
Yes, sir. Al, go ahead. Come on in.
I got my dinner bell, so I've been listening along. So just check me in, VA for NFL. Everybody have a great evening. VA for NFL.
All right, Al. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Your signal S9 Plus. Nice, strong audio over here by the Center Mall, Al. Have a great dinner. We'll talk to you again.
Yeah, got you with a S9 too.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, all the way from your location. That's excellent. Okay, so Jason, do you have anything else for us? Any traffic?
Nope, no other traffic, sir. I'll send it back to you. Thanks for doing it, Chuck.
All right, very good. Thanks, Jason. And as you all know, this weekend, the big news, of course, is the ARRL RAC Field Day coming up this weekend. Worldwide amateurs will enjoy challenging band conditions and more important, a chance to exercise all that new gear purchased in Dayton or the various hamfests. Field Day for one club, the Hamilton ARC, that's the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club, will be special as they partner with the Royal Canadian Corps of Signals, sharing the military site at the Winona Rifle Range in Grimsby. Watch for them on all the major bands. And so there are a few of us apparently that will be heading out there this weekend. Please make sure you stay well hydrated. And if you start feeling crappy, just head in or go home, go in the car in the AC. And so be careful. All right, with that, does anyone else have any announcements they'd like to make? Please come now. Okay, let's see if anyone else is out there that would like to check in with our weekly amateur radio exchange group, Net. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor, VA3 CDV.
Okay, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor, Cal, Stony Creek. Whereabouts are you? Are you mobile?
No, I'm at home actually. Are you hearing a buzz of my signal?
Not that stands out. If there is, it's super faint. Bring it back.
There shouldn't be. I'm also playing my guitar through the same audio interface. I was wondering if there's any bleeding on there.
Yes, I understand what you mean. No, it's all good. It's working good for you. And by the way, you're full strength over here at my location by the Center Mall, Cal. Good job.
Very good, Chuck. I'm using the 991A at home, so I'm not surprised. We usually have a pretty good signal back and forth between myself and you at the Center Mall. So glad to hear your voice, Chuck. Thanks again for doing this. And I hope you're keeping cool during this challenging hot weather, but at the same time, blissful.
Absolutely, Cal. We've got a little window shaker here, but I think the square footage in our house is not that big. The only trouble is that cool air doesn't get into the bedrooms or the bathroom, but the living area and the kitchen is just freezing. And I have a fan mounted in the doorway leading to the basement where my shack is here, and it's blowing the cool air from the kitchen down here, and so it helps. It's a comfortable 24 degrees down here, 24.8 right now, and I have lights on, so that always generates an extra degree of temperature. Big 4-foot floodlights and such. So yeah, but other than that, it kind of sucks because you don't really want to go out, but I venture out, and when I've had enough, I come back inside.
Well, that sounds like the wise thing to do. Anyway, Chuck, thank you, 72, and talk to you later.
Okay, Cal, thank you again for your check-in, sir. Have a great rest of the evening. And so with that, let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now.
VA3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Okay, only one station heard. VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Rick, come on in.
Hey, how you doing, Chuck? I got YouTube on. I still can't figure out how to send a message, signing in and everything. But anyway, it's interesting what you have on there, and I had to turn it down so that I could talk on the radio. Otherwise, you get this delay. You can probably hear it there.
Yeah.
Anyway, pretty neat. I heard Marty in there, and it's unfortunate that somebody has to do stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, usually Marty I can get direct there, and it was almost I was thinking about saying something about a relay, but anyway, for all the interference you get, no sense doing that really. Anyway, and nothing else here. Trying to stay in the AC and be cool and keep the amp up. I'll tell you, that amp really heats up the ham shack.
Yeah, so I've heard. But well, if you live in a house that has central air, they tell me. Well, I know for a fact the basement is always the coolest, and so. But yeah, how much heat does that give off?
Oh, well, the amp is only one tube, so it's not that bad. But it's only one tube, but it's a tube, and tubes heat up just like the old incandescent light bulbs. So it throws enough heat, boy. It really does. So, and it's cool enough in here. This is one of the coolest rooms in the house. And you were talking about putting a fan on, blowing it downstairs. What about haven't you got a heater? Your main furnace has a fan position on it, and I found that if you turn that fan on, it will circulate the air all the way through the house. So if you got too much cold in the kitchen, it will put it all through the house there. As just a thought, as long as you have a regular furnace with the fan on it. And mine's got a fan position on the thermostat, so I can do that, and just turn it on so it's blowing all the time. In fact, that's what I should have on right now, but I don't. I just got it coming on and off when it goes, but it's been running constant today.
Yeah, that's the thing with me over here, Rick. The furnace is virtually within arm's length of me where I sit. It's very close. And to have that fan on all the time, it's so loud, it would drive me insane. It's bad enough during the winter. I have to put up with it. I really look forward to not having it on. But we've got enough fans here that move the air around. And so I've got, one, two, I've got two fans down here. And it's really nice. It's what, 24.9 degrees down here in the basement, which is not too shabby considering what it is outside. So yeah, that little window shaker we have there sure cools down really good.
Well, yeah, they usually do. They usually do a pretty good job, And for a while there, I went without my air conditioner, the old one. It lasted a long time, but it used a lot of power. Holy, it used a lot of hydro, and so for a year or so, we just used fans, period, and we got by. It wasn't as cool, but it was still not bad. So, but now, with a real big heat, it's just hot in June. What's it going to be like in July? July is the hot month. Anyway, okay, well, we tied it up and looking forward to that. I've got you on YouTube, and I'm seeing the old guy with a beard right now. So, that's a pretty cool picture. Anyway, but I'll go back and listen to it there. Because I can hear people that I don't hear. Usually, there's a couple of people that check in that are very spotty on my X50, and the X50 antenna, is up about 50 feet, and I can usually hear everybody on it. But there's a few people that are probably on handhelds or something like that close to you that you hear fine.
Yeah.
But we don't hear over here. Anyway, keep up the good work. Thanks for doing the net there, Chuck, and we'll back to net there. VE3 BK.
Yeah, absolutely there, Rick. That's why I do the YouTube stream. It's certainly not for the likes and subscriptions. It's just to help out during the net here, because, like you say, right, it is a simplex. Not everyone can hear everyone else. So I'm glad you're able to hear well what I can hear. So there you go. Okay, Rick. Well, thanks again for checking in. We will get back to you in a little bit, but for now. Let me say hello to Bill, VE3IUK, checking in with us on the YouTube stream. Hello, Bill. How you doing? I hope you didn't try and go and activate. Mind you, this time of night wouldn't be so bad. There's probably only about 45 minutes left of good daylight, but nonetheless. The thing is, with these high temperatures, they always call for these pop up thunderstorms. And so you never know. A system will develop and then blow in, and then 5 minutes later, it's done. But you can get severe high winds, hail, hard rain. And so, yeah, it's crazy. When you have temperatures like this, anything's possible. Okay. And so, Bill, thanks again for checking in on the YouTube stream. Let's see if there's anyone else out there listening that would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. My call is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu, and my name is Chuck, and I'm located by the Center Mall in Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
WA3 AXJ.
And there he is. Oh, Debbie took your spot, Rick. VA3 OYL. She was number one. You're slacking. Come on in.
That's good. I don't mind. I was out rinsing off the truck and that, and watering the garden. And
Yeah.
I tried to get you on the portable earlier. That I got to plug it in, charge it up. Battery died on me. So anyhow, that's that. Other than that, yeah, I had to work today for a bit. Didn't like it, but what I had to get done. And now I'm just going to relax.
Yeah, this is what I do around this time of night there, Rick, is I go out and water the grass or the garden. Right now we've got tiger lilies. They're like friggin' 5-6 feet tall right now. So they're just starting to bloom. And so I like to feed them some water and usually the grass, especially when we're going through a heat wave like this. And so right around 8:30 to 9, perfect time. And it's overcast or cloudy or something. It's threatening to rain, but I don't know. But anyhow, Rick, you're doing a good job on that radio. Remember, don't forget to charge the other one now. I'm pretty sure I'd be able to hear you on the handy talkie.
Yeah, that's the handheld. Yeah, I didn't plug it in. I should have, but I didn't. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, yesterday I went got some subs and I put the air on in the truck, and it wasn't blowing cold air. So I thought, oh no, don't tell me I got to get a charge. So I phoned up Canadian Tire. They say a half a charge cost me $400.
What?
A full charge is over $500. So then I thought to myself, what the hell? I'm not going to pay that. So I was out there today in the truck, and lo and behold, I forgot to put a switch on. And I don't need any Freon. Freezing that truck.
Phew. Well, that's good. I know they also have kits that you can recharge. I mean, you can recharge them yourself. I think you can get the parts or the canisters for that at Part Source, Napa Auto Parts, and places like that. I've done it to my car before, but you got to know, where to do it and all that.
That's where I don't know. And check for leaks. You got to have a I know those black lights say check for leaks on the blinds. Anyhow, I'm good to go. Thank God for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Somebody flipped the switch there. Those guys up in Alaska working on that HARP, HARRP, I think it is. They've been known to mess with the weather or try to, anyways. I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting these weather events happening because they've mucked around with Mother Nature there and they don't know what they're doing. That's what I think. But anyways, Rick, thanks for checking in. Much appreciated, sir. Got anything else before I carry on?
Yeah, my cell phone's been going absolutely stupid. I don't know if it's towers or what, but it's been hanging up on me and doing all kinds of stupid things. I don't know what it is. That could be because of the heat, towers. I don't know. But anyhow, I'm gonna take a standby here, and I'll be listening. Though VA3XJ will be monitoring and try to hold on to the night there and catch you later on. Back to you.
Okay, Rick. Well, remember, your cell phone is a mini computer. When in doubt, reboot. I know it's worked for me on previous phones. When they get old, they start acting wonky, and you just reboot them. They just need to probably download some info as it restarts, and usually it clears up. So good luck with that. All right, so we'll clear with Rick. Let's double check our YouTube. Bill has replied on the YouTube stream and said no activation for him today. Thunderstorms and rain from daytime heating is a common occurrence. Yes, absolutely, Bill. Absolutely. All right. Well, I do see there are several people watching, but there's no Wade or Wayne B there, VA3FMB. Usually those two guys check in at the same time. And where is Wade?
He's in Nova Scotia.
That's right. I knew he was going somewhere, but I forgot. So is it a work-related thing there, Mac?
I think there's some work, but he's bookended some time at the start and finish of his trip. So he was activating. He made arrangements to meet up with another POTA activator in
Right.
in Nova Scotia, and I think they've already activated together. And I think he's going to be down there long enough that he's probably going to do his Great Canadian Trail activation in that province as well.
Okay. So have you made contact with him?
You're talking to a guy who's still working for a living because he likes to play with expensive toys. No. I have not been able to make contact with Wade. I know a few other folks have worked him on POTA and heard some successful stories from that. But no, I haven't had the privilege yet.
All right. We'll have to keep an eye open for Wade then. At probably at the end of day would be best for me. I don't get up too early. I tend to stay up late. And in the summer heat, yeah, I know a lot of roofers. They'll do roofs at night if they can. Like if the people are out of the house type of thing, because if they're sleeping and hearing all this banging and whatnot, that wouldn't be cool. But yeah, I've known some trades to work at night, so good for them. Got to beat that heat. Well, thanks for that info there, Mac. Much appreciated. And we say hello to VA3 Fox Mike Bravo. Wayne B in Mississauga checked in. I guess he forgot and was multitasking. Tasking. That's kind of like me when I forgot to hit the go live button after I started the net. Oh, well, what can you do? All right, well, let's see if anybody else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now. All right, well, let's jump into contests, and there's only two really this weekend. There's, of course, the ARRL Field Day, and that will begin at 1800 Zulu, June 22nd, to 2100 Zulu, June 23rd. And that's for 12 meters. Oh, no, sorry. All bands except 12, 17, 30, and 60. So the work bands. Okay. And there's all kinds of classes. There's mobile, there's home, there's home emergency power, 1-2 person portable, EOC. I don't know what that is. And then there's club, non-club portable. So yeah, remember, stay hydrated during the daytime there. Hopefully they'll have some shade for you guys down there. And yeah, have fun. I will be at home working you guys from home. And then after that, we have, before that, we have His Majesty King of Spain contest for sideband. And that begins on June 22nd at 1200 Zulu and ending at 1200 Zulu, June 23rd. So it's a 24-hour deal. And that's for sideband. 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And don't forget, 11 days from now or so will be July 1st. And all you POTA activators, does anyone have any specific plans, or what's the deal going to be? Anyone want to volunteer that information?
That's a discussion that's going to take place between now and Friday. So the guys that are going to be out and about are going to select a location. We'll agree as gentlemen and ladies where we're going to activate, and then we're not tripping over anybody else's toes. So that's going to be discussion for Thursday's net on 4460, or the 125, sorry, 446-125 Simplex for the Lake Ontario Radio Club net, and also during the Friday night rag tube, also on the ZOE.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have planned there. And yeah, there's some spots locally that I have trouble with the west of me there. I think it's because my wire antenna is facing north-south, but I'm sure there'll be, well, we got to hope for the solar conditions to improve as well. So I don't know what they're forecasting, but it's day by day. Okay, does anyone have any announcements that they'd like to make? Please come forward. Okay, nothing heard. Let's take some more check-ins. Anyone else out there wishing to check into a weekly amateur radio exchange group? This is VA3CJZ, and my name is Chuck, and I'm here east end of Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. All right, well, let's hope Bill is listening, because I have something for him, but I got to find it, though. There it is. Now, someone asked me, where did "what in the tarnation" saying come from? Well, most famously, it's heard from Yosemite Sam. He used to say that a lot. What in tarnation? The word tarnation was originally a 1784 American English derivative of darnation, which was, predictably enough, a milder way of expressing the profanity damnation. Damnation is considered a profanity, I guess. The T in tarnation was influenced by the word tarnal, Tarnal, yet another mild 18th century profanity. So there you go. It dates from the late. It's a way of expressing anger, but being polite about it without swearing. That's it. All right. I'm not sure if I did this one last week or not, but we have a multiple question trivia here for you. A, B, C, or D. And the first question I have is, which country invented ice cream? A, USA, B, Italy, C, France, D, China. Anyone know? D, China. First country to invent ice cream. All right. Which animal sleeps the most? A, sloth, B, cat, C, koala, D, bat. Anyone know? Sloth, cat, koala, bat.
Mac.
Oh, it doesn't end with a Mac. Sorry, Mac. It's a C. Koala is the animal that sleeps the most. The little koala bears.
VE3LBI.
Hey, there he is. VE3LBI. Larry, come on in. How are you?
Good. Go ahead, carry on. I'll pick it up after. Just listen along.
Okay, very good then, Larry. Thanks for checking in with us. And we're trying to get audience participation here. And let's see. Does anyone know? Where is it illegal to frown at cows? You heard that right. Frown. FROWN. Where is it illegal to frown at cows? A, Australia. B, Canada. C, USA. And D, UK. Anyone?
I go A.
No, it's C, USA. Now, I don't know what they exactly mean by the word frown, but apparently it's illegal to frown at cows. All right, which ancient people invented the toothbrush? A, Romans, B, Egyptians, C, Greeks, D, Africans. Anyone? And the answer is B, Egyptians invented the toothbrush. What is the national animal of Scotland? Anyone know this? Horse, bull, unicorn, lion.
Unicorn.
Okay, I did hear someone say unicorn. That is the correct answer. Who is that?
Oh, it's VE3GB8. I just come over here to put garbage in the can, and I heard that question. And it's Scottish, so I should know that.
Okay, George, you want to check and make sure you're on 146.430. Sounds like you're off frequency there, my friend.
Yes, I was. I was off frequency.
Oh, much better, much better. I knew that's what it was. Oh, very good. A little bit nicer outside to bring the garbage out there, George?
Oh, negative. It's, there's a very little breeze, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, my thermostat is reading 31.5. I mean, even if it's off by 1 degree, 30 degrees, man, that's just insane.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's very hot in this garage right now. I'm surprised my radios didn't melt.
As long as there's no smoke coming out, George, I think we're good.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh yeah, yeah. It's been a crazy week. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there, and once I get the garbage out, I'll be hanging around for a bit.
All right, George. Sounds good. Okay, where was I now? Let's go to the next question, and that would be our next question. What famous comedian was once a farm hand in Indiana? Bill Murray, Steve Martin, Jim Carrey, or Eddie Murphy? Anyone?
Hey, I missed the one about the lion, VA3, Eddie.
Yeah, that was the unicorn. What is the national animal of Scotland? And it's the unicorn.
Well, that baffled me. I used to have a Scottish friend, George King Leo, and he always had the lion thing, so I figured that, and he was Scottish.
Yeah, I know. They do have, the British king had a lion for his crest. And a lot of times, King of England back then was also King of Scotland and Ireland at the same time. But yeah, that's what it says here, Kevin. So I put you down in the log, my friend. Both you and George there. How's it going, my friend? I heard you got an AC going, a window shaker.
Yeah, actually, it's the floor model. I wish I would have bought a window shaker. I think they're better. But yeah, I only bought a 5,000 BTU brand new from Walmart that got delivered. At least it's cooler in here than it was. It was 88 when I first put it in. It's down to 83 now, so I guess it's working for this heat wave. 5,000 is usually only good for a bedroom.
You know, when we lived in our house before here, we had one of those floor models, and you just stuck the hose out the window, and the hot air would go out the window. Is that the kind you got?
Yeah, it's on wheels, sits on the floor. It's got like a dryer hose you put on the back, and then, put it in the window there. I guess it's doing its job for only a 5 BTU. I put a blanket at the kitchen, a blanket at the front door, and it does my 2 little rooms here. And Brooke's got the same thing up in her bedroom. So trying to keep it cool. I know at nighttime it'll cool down a bit, and that's when these things kick in. And then as long as I keep it dark in here tomorrow and nobody in and out, it'll be all right.
Yeah, window drafts and doors that open and close is well, same thing with an oven. I forget what it is, but let's say your oven is set at 350. Apparently, if you just open the door to look in and close it again, you lose a bunch of heat. So yeah, never mind that. You lose a bunch of money too because of the hydro an oven uses. But anyways, Kevin, right on. At least you got something, right?
Oh yeah, it would have been up in the 90s. Like I said this morning when it come, it was 88. I hooked it up. Thank goodness these ones only take like 10 minutes. You put the pipe on the back, plug her in, and set it up in the window, and tape around it, and away you go. But yeah, I wish I would have bought at least a 10,000.
Yeah, I forget what ours is. I think it's either a 6 or an 8. I forget now, but my goodness, it works pretty good. It helps that the window that it's in the kitchen, it lines up with the doorway out of the kitchen into the dining and living room area, so that helps push the cool air out into the other rooms there. So yeah, it's nice and cool.
Yeah, well, that's what I got. I got a small fan. I got the AC going in the front
front living room window, I guess you call it, and I live in like the dining room. But you see how the two rooms are matched. You were here or attached. I kind of live in the dining room, and it's at the front window there. So I keep a little fan in front of it, about 6 feet on a little table, blowing wherever I'm sitting. If I'm sitting at the desk, I have it blowing this way, like right now. Or if I sit on the couch, I got the fan blowing on me, and it's kind of sucking up the coolness, so it's not too bad. But these little tiny ones, once you get 2 or 3 people in here, Bree, oh yeah, they're useless. But as long as it's just me, I'm all right. Anyhow, I'll let you get on with your net there, Chuck. I'll be listening along via 3 any.
Yeah, those darn mouth breathers, eh? Oh, that's funny. Okay, very good, Kevin. Thanks for your check-in, my friend. Let's go back to see what else is. Oh yeah, what famous comedian was once a farmhand in Indiana? You got A. Bill Murray, Steve Martin, Jim Carrey, or Eddie Murphy. Does anyone know that one?
Eddie Murphy.
Bill Murray used to work on a farm in Indiana. Nice try, George. All right. What did Alfred Hitchcock fear? You know those scary Hitchcock movies there. Was it birds, heights, eggs, or clowns?
Hey.
C, he had a fear of eggs.
See, I was going to say eggs, but you keyed up too fast.
Oh, sorry, George. I'll give you a chance with the next one. Hang on. Oh, what did ancient Romans use as a mouthwash? You got A, salt water, B, vinegar, C, wine, or D, urine. What did the ancient Romans use as a mouthwash?
Urine.
Ding, 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 and you win the prize. Yep, it's urine. Way to go, George.
Give that man a free cup of mouthwash.
Or just give me a cigar.
Give me a leader.
Never mind. I've seen that guy Bear Grylls drink his own urine when he was out in the middle of the desert. Guys, remember that TV show, Bear Grylls? We used to go all over the world. Anyways, look him up on YouTube. Yeah, he would bring barely nothing with him and survive. All right. In the Pac-Man video game, what is the name of the pink ghost? This is easy. Blinky, Pinky, Inky, or Clyde?
I missed that question. I think I keyed on you.
In the Pac-Man video game, what is the name of the pink ghost? Blinky, Pinky, Inky, or Clyde?
Pinky.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Here's another easy one for you, George. In what month are the most ice cream cones sold in the U.S.? July, June, August, or September?
Damn, I would say August.
All right, George, you're working your way up to a cigar. You win, August. Oh, yeah, this one I just recently found out a couple of years ago. What vegetable was originally purple? A, potato, B, carrot, C, onion, or D, cabbage? What vegetable was originally purple?
Hey, carrots.
No. Onions.
Whoever that keyed up there before you, George, got it right. It's carrots. And who was that?
I like peas and carrots. It's Vector Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey.
Run, Forrest, run. Here's one for you, Mac. How do you say the pizza in French? A, la pizza, B, le pizza, or C, el pizza, or D, li pizza?
I believe pizza is the masculine, so I'll go with Le Pizza.
Lee Pizza.
No. It's a female. La pizza.
Female pizza.
Yeah, French have feminine and male versions of the word. Yeah, you were on the right track there, Mac.
So it must be Le Panzerotti.
Well, that's Italian, yeah. All right. What fruit is most eaten in the world? A, apples, B, bananas, C, oranges, or D, strawberries?
This is a trick question, but I think it's bananas.
No, I think it's apples.
No, Mac was right. It's B, bananas. They rule the fruit world.
Wow, that's crazy. Man, okay. Now I'm starting to lose.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this next one is a trick question. I will tell you that right off the bat. So, which country has the most tornadoes by area? A, USA, B, Australia, C, Canada, D, United Kingdom.
Australia.
I would say USA.
Yeah, I would say USA myself.
Well, because it's by area, it would be the United Kingdom. The USA is much bigger, and probably Australia too, I think, and Canada definitely. So, anyways, that's that. All right. What does the J stand for in Donald J. Trump? Is it James, B, Jack, C, John, or D, Joseph? Anyone know that one?
Oh, it's John. Guaranteed John.
Guaranteed George got it. Who else was in there behind him?
Hey, it was John, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It was John. Okay. A couple of silly ones here. What color is a giraffe's tongue? A, pink, B, blue, C, black, or D, yellow?
It's black.
Okay, I heard George. Who was the other person?
Me again, black.
It is black. Correctamundo. In which year did Microsoft release Windows 95? A, 1994, B, 1995, C, 1996, and D, 1997.
I believe 1995.
That rhymes with Windows 95. Absolutely right. Wow, this is crazy. Oh, we covered this one last week. What do you call a group of flamingos? A flock, B, a colony, C, a flamboyance, and D, a guild.
Yeah, it's just like the guy who used to play the piano. It's flamboyance.
Is it? I thought colony.
No, it's flamboyance. What's the piano player? Oh, Liberace, right?
That's right. All right. For all you car guys out there, where would you find a car's prindle? Prindle. Where would you find a car's prindle? A, on the wheels, B, behind the engine, C, under the car, or D, on the dashboard?
On the dashboard, PRNDL.
Prindle dashboard.
What the heck is a prindle?
Park, reverse, neutral, drive, low.
Oh dear. Okay, interesting. I also read that almost every model of Jeep has a hidden Easter egg decal on the body somewhere. We'll have to ask Pierre if he's ever found a decal of an Easter egg on his Jeep. Too bad he didn't check in.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. And some people that buy Jeeps, they buy Jeeps just to find this decal.
That's crazy. I just read that today, George. It's insane. All right, for you Canadians out there, the first hockey pucks used in early outdoor hockey games were made of what? A, rubber, B, wood, C, frozen cow dung, or D, ice?
Frozen cow dung.
I think it was wood.
It was, in fact, George is right. Frozen cow dung patties were used for hockey pucks back in the old days.
That sounds disgusting.
You gotta make sure you pick the ones that are hard.
Gotta make sure you got your mouth guard in too. Boy, that tasted bad.
Yeah, I stepped in a few of those patties.
How many zeros are there in a googol?
18.
Yeah, I've only heard of this term recently. A googol, spelt Googol. And the answers are A, 100, B, 1,000, C, 10,000, and D, 1 million. The answer is 100.
There's only two. Spell it again.
Spell what? Google? Googol.
Breathe in.
Okay, I'm not sure if that's a licensed amateur. But anyways, it is 6 after 9 o'clock, 9:06 p.m. Still 31 degrees outside. Let's check and see who else would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
Well, that was me, Chuck. VE3. I was just kidding with you. When you spelled the word, there's only 3 in it.
Okay. Apparently, that's a lot of zeros, 100 zeros. Wow. Crazy stuff. All right. If there's no objections, we're going to switch over to On This Day in History.
VA3 NFG in the mobile. Late check-in.
All right. VA3 NFG. Steve, in the mobile. Coming home from work, are you?
Yeah, roger that, Chuck. Just got out of work and just tuning in now. So just want to say hello to everybody out there, and thanks for doing that there, Chuck. VA3CJZ, VA3 NFG Mobile.
All right, Steve, you sounding loud and proud in the mobile there. Doing a great job, and we'll let you concentrate with your hand on the wheel. And thank you so much for your check-in. Give us a shout back when you're at the house, safe and sound. And so let's do one final one. I just got to ask this last one here. Which is the longest running TV show? A, The Simpsons, B, Friends, C, Seinfeld, or D, Grey's Anatomy? Which is the longest running TV show?
Simpsons.
All right, George, that's it. You officially win the prize. It is The Simpsons. And The Simpsons can also tell the future. I don't know if you know this, but they've had episodes where things have come true weeks, months, or years after the show aired.
Congratulations, George. I'm filling a bottle of mouthwash for you right now.
Oh, jeez. Well, can you warm it up and just make it fresh?
Oh, it's warm.
Yeah, but warm it up, kind of, what do you call it? Let's clean it up a little bit.
Turkey, I'll run it through the system again.
It's at room temperature. It's FedEx.
Hey, sometimes it's good to know a little bit of this and a little bit of that. All right, Chuck, we're gonna send it back to you because you know what they're gonna do.
Yep. We don't want to fall into the gutter. Okay, George. Well, let's start off with on this day. 173 is the number for tonight. And we'll start off with John Sims' birthday, the founder of AREG. John Sims' call sign is Victor Echo 3, Juliet Sierra Uniform, VE3JSU, and he was born on this day in 1950. So if you have a way to say happy birthday to John there, I know he does have an account on Facebook, but he's not very active. Anyhow, let's start with today's famous birthdays and go back to the year 1896. And we have Wallace Simpson, Wallis. And that person is an American divorcee whom British King Edward VIII abdicated his throne to marry. And she was born in Blue Ridge Summit, Pennsylvania. So she was an American that he quit being a king because you're not allowed to marry divorced women. By the way, she passed away at the age of 90, so her head didn't come off after he divorced her. Anyways, yeah, she died in 1986. Next, we have one of the Three Stooges, Mo Howard, was born on this day in 1897. Of course, he's an American actor and comedian with the Three Stooges, born in Brooklyn, New York. And he passed away in 1975. Lou Gehrig was born on this day in 1903. He passed away at a very young age, 38 years old, from the Lou Gehrig's disease. American Baseball Hall of Fame first baseman, 6 World Series titles, 2 MVPs, 7 All-Star, all with the Yankees. And he was born in New York City, of course. Who remembers that tune from the Beverly Hillbillies? Well, the gentleman that wrote and played that song, one of them was called Lester Flatt. and he was born on this day in 1914. He was known as an American bluegrass guitarist, and he was with the group Flat and Scruggs, the other gentleman, and they played the Ballad of Jed Clampett. Born in Tennessee, Lester Flatt passed away in 1979. Born in 1940 on this day, Shirley Cha-Cha Muldowney. She was an American drag racer with the NHRA Top Fuel Championship in 1977, 1980, 1982. She's in the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. Born in Burlington, Vermont. Everyone's favorite next is Salman Rushdie, celebrating his 77th birthday today. Born in 1947, he's a British Indian novelist, and he wrote the famous Satanic Verses. And I remember, what was it, in the 80s? There's a contract out from the Shah of Iran, I think, to try and assassinate him for writing that book. He was born in Mumbai, India. Ann Wilson from Heart was born on this day. Born in 1950. American musician with the band Heart. You remember that song, Barracuda. Born in San Diego, California. All right, next we have the birth of Taz. The Tasmanian Devil was born on this day in 1954. The Warner Brothers cartoon character, that beloved by many, was created by Robert McKimson and Warren Foster. Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies series. First debut in Devil May Hare, Hare, 1954, first cartoon. Kathleen Turner, born in 1954. She's an American actress. She was in the movie Accidental Tourist, Jewel of the Nile with Michael Douglas. She was born in Springfield, Missouri. Next, Paula Abdul is 62 years old today. Born in 1962. She's a singer-songwriter, choreographer, and TV personality on American Idol. Born in San Fernando, California. Next, we've got one of the drummers for AC/DC, Simon Wright, spelled W-R-I-G-H-T. Born on this day, 1963. He was with AC/DC from 83 to 89. And then he played for Dio from 1981 to 91. Born in England, this gentleman. Next, we go to the ex-PM of England, Boris Johnson, celebrating 60 years today. Born in 1964, he's a British Conservative politician, and he was a UK Prime Minister from 2019 to 2022. And before that, he was Mayor of London from 2008 to 2016. Now, I don't know if this is an error, but it says he was born in New York City. Huh? Maybe somebody could look that up and let me know. Boris Johnson. Where was he born? Next, another animated character that we all love, Garfield the cat. First came out in 1978. He's 46 years old today. The first episode of Garfield was called Big Fat Hairy Deal. Who didn't like Garfield the cat? And finally, we have Zoe Saldana, turning 46 today. Born in 1978, she is an American actress. You might remember her from having green skin on The Avengers. She was on there. She was also in Avatar. She was in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. And she was born in New Jersey. So that's it for Born on This Day in History. Do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now.
B3 BK.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Rick.
Hey, I just wondered if you could hear me. I'm in my shack with my handy talk putting on 4 watts, and you were hearing me, so that's good. Anyway, enjoyed that. Keep it up there, Chuck. Yeah, were you able to copy that, Chuck?
Yes, I do apologize there, Rick. I was able to copy that. I had to step away real quick to pour myself another cup of coffee because I'm talking quite a bit. Yeah, you sound fine there, Rick. Bring it back. I'll give you a signal report.
Okay, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm sitting here in my shack with a TH. What the heck's this thing called? Oh, well, it's a Kenwood anyway. It's a tri-bander, 7. I think it's a 7A or something like that. Anyway, 4 watts.
And 4 watts will give you S40 over here. Yeah, very good.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, I can hear you on all of them, but yeah, anyway, so I'm hearing you on this, so I can take this upstairs or anywhere.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. As long as you don't stand in front of the fridge or the oven, might throw off the signal. But yeah, where you are right now there, Rick, it's working just fine.
Yeah, well, it's possible it's got some bleed over to my other antennas. Who knows? Anyway, it's working. So that's the main thing. Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed that. But that one thing about the cows, frowning on the cows, I would have said India, but that wasn't a choice. Because in India, cows are sacred.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they are. And yeah, it's weird, eh? Some things.
Well, that's one of them old laws on the books there in the USA. They had some pretty funny ones sometimes. And they just get ignored. But frowning on a cow. Hey, that's a good one.
All right, then, Rick. So we're going to continue on then and see who died today in history. So we'll start with 2 spies. I neglected to go far back into history. I wasn't impressed. So we'll go with the year 1953. Ethel and Julius Rosenberg, the first United States civilians executed, took 5 tries to kill the wife, Ethel Rosenberg, executed at Sing Sing in New York for espionage at the age of 37. Her husband, Julius, also on the same day, executed for espionage after he and his wife were convicted of passing secret radar, jet, and nuclear information to the Soviet Union and was executed at Sing Sing. I forget what form it was, but nonetheless, 1953. All right, passing away in 1956, Thomas J. Watson. He was an American businessman and chairman and CEO of IBM between the years 1914 and 1956, the year of his death. He was 87 when he passed away. Next, Sam Giancana died on this day in 1975. He was an American mobster and boss of the Chicago outfit from 57 to 66. And he dies of multiple gunshot wounds at the age of 67. Lived by the sword. All right, next, Bobby Helms died in 1997 at the age of 63. Bobby Helms was an American country music singer who sang the song Jingle Bell Rock. He's the singer. Bobby Helms dies at the age of 63 back in 1997. We all know Jingle Bell Rock. Next, we have Dwayne Rowland, died in 2006. He's an American Southern rock guitarist with Molly Hatchet. When's the last time you heard the band name Molly Hatchet? Famous song, Flirting with Disaster. He dies at the age of 53. And finally, we have a fake mobster from The Sopranos. James Gandolfini died in 2013. He was 51, died of a heart attack. Of course, he was an American actor on The Sopranos. And that's it for famous people dying on this day. Are there any questions, comments, announcements, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now.
PA3 NFG Mobile made it in the driveway. We'll be switching over to the portable.
All right, Steve. Glad to know you made it home. Very good then. All right. Today's historical events. In the year 1269, King Louis IX of France decrees all Jews must wear a yellow badge in public or be fined 10 livres. In French, that means pounds of silver. So this is in the year 1269. It seems like every week I'm reading something regarding the Jews going through stuff. 1269. Okay. Let's jump to the year 1464. And another French king, Louis XI, forms the postal service for France. Okay, keeping with the French theme going, in 1610, Samuel de Champlain and his French army defeat the Mohawk people at the Battle of Sorel in New France, present-day Sorel-Tracy in Quebec. Now, Samuel de Champlain was, or in French you would say Samuel de Champlain, was a French explorer, navigator, cartographer, draftsman, soldier, geographer, ethnologist, diplomat, and chronicler. Quite the resume. He made between 21 and 29 trips across the Atlantic Ocean and founded Quebec City and New France on the 3rd of July, 1608. So there you go. Anyone with history for Quebec City? There you go. Jumping ahead to the year 1829, Robert Peel introduces the Metropolitan Police Act in 1829 into Parliament to establish a unified police force for London, the city's first modern police force. What did they call those old cops there in London? They had a funny name. They were called Bobbies. They were called something else. All right, moving on. 1862 on this day, slavery is outlawed in the U.S. territories. And then 3 years later, in 1865, Union General Gordon Granger declares slaves are free in Texas. Now the end of slavery is celebrated across the U.S. as Juneteenth, which is June 19th. So that's the day that, across the U.S. is celebrated as Juneteenth, but it started in Texas, I guess. The declaration issued in Texas informing citizens that all slaves were free as of June 19th, 1865. The very first Father's Day celebrated for the first time in Spokane, Washington was 1910. That was the year of the first Father's Day. Oh, this one's interesting. In 1917, on this day, the British royal family, which had strong German ties since George I, renounces its German names and titles and adopts the name Windsor. Now, you may not know this, but Queen Elizabeth and her entire family all have the last name Windsor. Charles's last name, the King Charles, his last name is Windsor. So is Harry and all the others. Elizabeth's name was Windsor. So there you go. That started in 1917. In 1932, hailstones killed 200 people in Hunan province, China. Boy, that must have been some big hail balls. I don't know about you, but I've seen videos where hail has smashed in car windshields, dented the steel. I mean, crazy big hail. All right, and then 2 years later, in 1934, the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, is created. That's what all the Americans go by, their amateur radio licenses from the Federal Communications Commission. In 1944, 5 of the Magnificent 11 photos taken by Robert Capa during D-Day landings at Omaha Beach, Normandy, first published in Life magazines. Now, you got to remember, these guys that were taking pictures were not soldiers. And so all they had were cameras. Many of them were killed, I hear. All around the world, journalists go into war territory and pay with their life. And in 1947, we have the first plane named the F-80 to exceed 600 miles per hour, flown by Albert Boyd of California. The F-80 to exceed 600 miles per hour. And as I mentioned earlier, in 1954, the Tasmanian Devil debuts in Devil May Hare by Warner Brothers. A year later, in 1955, Mickey Mantle hits a career number 100 home run. And I didn't know this, but 1956 was the year Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin ended their partnership after 10 years and 16 films. I forget who it was. I think it might have been Frank Sinatra that brought Dean Martin onto the Jerry Lewis telethon. I forget what year, and it looks like they kind of made up there. 1963, Valentina Tereshkova is the first woman in space and returns to Earth. First woman in space returns to Earth. Yeah, Russian. Those Russians were ahead of everybody there for a time. 1967, Paul McCartney admits on TV that he took LSD. Okay, 1972 now. The tropical storm Agnes is upgraded to a hurricane and makes landfall in Panama City. And it would kill 128 people. A year later, in 1973, we've got the Rocky Horror Show. The Rocky Horror Show stage production first opens in London, written by Richard O'Brien and directed by Jim Sharman, and starring Tim Curry, the one who would go on to make the movie that we all know, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, I never knew that Tim Curry was part of the original stage production. Interesting. All right, in 1976, the United States Viking 1 goes into Martian orbit after 10-month flight from Earth. Now, I looked this up, and Mars is 265 million kilometers from Earth. Or is that miles? I'm not sure. In 1981, we have the heaviest known orange exhibited in South Africa. 2.5 kilograms. That's equal to 5.5 pounds for an orange. That's the weight of a watermelon. A year later, 1982, the body of God's banker, Roberto Calvi, is found hanging underneath Blackfriars Bridge in London. Now, this was put into movies, I think in Godfather Part 2, and he was in another spy movie where they hung the God's banker, as he's known, which is the head finance guy for the Vatican. All right, who here likes a nice long sausage? In 1988, we have the world, at the time, the world's then largest sausage, completed at 13 1/8 miles long. What do you think of that? That 13 1/8 mile long sausage, that could feed a lot of people. You'd need a pretty long barbecue. All right. In 1991, Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar surrenders to police on the condition that he spends time on his mansion out in Medellin, Colombia. And eventually, I think he left there and he wasn't allowed. But in any case, he died in 93, 2 years later, in a shootout. Who here has heard of the guardian angels in the United States? I myself have been saved by a guardian angel in Detroit. There was these huge black bikers, and I was walking down the sidewalk, and I was just trying to get by, and a situation occurred, and this guy comes around the corner, and he's wearing this shirt, says Guardians or Angel, and he diffused the situation, and then I was able to walk away with my life late at night in downtown Detroit. So thank you very much. But this gentleman, Curtis Sliwa, is shot twice in New York City back in 92. My experience with the guardian angel, and he was by himself too. This would have been in the mid 80s, somewhere around there. The early to mid 80s. Anyways, don't hear about them anymore. So I thank God for my guardian angel. Okay, 1999, at about 4:30 p.m., Stephen King is hit by a car on the shoulder of Route 5 in Lovell, Maine. He would suffer numerous injuries, including a collapsed right lung, multiple fractures of his right leg, scalp laceration, and a broken hip. Today, he is 76 years old and alive. And this man made the news in 2012. We don't have his name, but it says here a man is beheaded for witchcraft and sorcery in Saudi Arabia. Go figure. All right. In 2017, we have the first full genetic study of cats published in Nature, Ecology, and Evolution. I'm sure it's a paper or a magazine. And it reveals domesticated cats go back 9,000 years. And they're descended from one species, the African wildcat. So look up the African wildcat on Google and let me know what it looks like. Let's go up to Canada. In 2018, Canada's Senate votes to legalize recreational marijuana use. First major economy to do so. And in 2018, General Electric is dropped from the Dow Jones Index, the last original member from 1907. Who remembers the sex cult called Nexium? In 2019, the United States Nexium sex cult leader Keith Raniere was found guilty in New York court of racketeering, sex trafficking, and child pornography. Now get this, one of the stars of the show Smallville, Allison Kristen Mack, she played Chloe Sullivan on the series. Excuse me. She was also involved in recruiting young people for sex trafficking. And she did time. So this might sound familiar for Mac if you're listening. Last year in 2023, a heat wave with temperatures between 42 Celsius and 47 Celsius in the Indian province of Uttar Pradesh, with a controversy erupting after officials suggests dozens have died because of it. Many people die from heat all over the world. In Europe, it's particularly bad because air conditionings are not common. All right, here we go. Again, these next two stories are 2023. Historians' study commissioned by Dutch Parliament finds that rulers Willem III, Willem IV, and Willem V made more than 545 million pounds, that's money, profit from Dutch colonies, including through slavery in Africa and Asia. So all these Dutch kings, Willem III, IV, and V, together made 545 million British pounds. And this is my last one here. In 2023, last year, search and rescue mission begins for the Titan submarine on an expedition to explore the wreck of the Titanic in the North Atlantic, and we all know what happened to them. So that's it. I hope you all enjoyed it. The trivia was fun as well, and I had a ton of fun researching it and telling you folks what I found. So thanks again. Do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group?
VA3 IMW. Chuck, I just wondered if you heard anything about the passing of Say Hey Willie Mays. Hang on, I heard it on the radio this morning
No.
that he finally met his demise at 93 years old. I'm not sure whether that was today or yesterday, but sad passing.
Willie Mays, the bass stealer.
Yes, sir. Say hey, Willie.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah, that was from that movie with Charlie Sheen in it. Yeah, very good. Sorry to hear. Yeah, that's 97. Well, he lived a full life, that's for sure.
I heard 93.
Oh, 93. Okay, I stand corrected.
On this day or maybe yesterday. I'm not sure. Anyways, great job there, Chuck.
All right, very good. One final one, a soothing bit of trivia here. Our blood pressure drops when we pet a dog. So it says here our blood pressure drops. The dog's blood pressure decreases also. And that's another fun fact. And that'll be it for me for tonight with all that stuff. I think we'll go back up to the top of the list and say hello to Debbie if she's still with us. Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima. Debbie, last round.
Okay. Well, that was informative. Thank you for doing that, Chuck. I'm happy. I just contacted Samoa on FT8 and a YL in New Zealand. So I'm happy. So I think I'm going to maybe try a little FT8 for a little while longer. So I'll say 7-3 to all, and hopefully I'll be here next week. VA3 OYL will be clear for the night.
Okay, Debbie. And by the way, it was a picture of you at the dog or pet cafe.
Yeah, that was a different dog. The owner went away, stepped out, left her dog there. She just stepped out for a minute. And the dog just, as soon as she left, the dog jumped up on my lap.
Oh, that's sweet.
That is Big's girlfriend. He likes to play with her. Okay, good net and 7-3.
Okay, Deb, 7-3. And number 2 is Mac, VA3IMW. Mac, go ahead.
I'm number 2. I don't feel like number 2. Anyways, there's a poo emoji joke in there somewhere. Anyways, thanks for doing it, Chuck. A great way to spend the middle of the week. It's all downhill from here, and we'll be looking forward to the weekend. 7-3's one and all. I'll be listening along probably on the ZOE until about 10 o'clock.
Okay, very good then, Mac. And Bill, VE3IUK, has told us that Coronation Street is the longest running TV show. I don't know. And by the way, Willie Mays passed away yesterday, according to Bill. Okay, let's see if Albert is still awake or if he's doing FT8 also. Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Yeah, we're still here, Chuck, listening along, and yeah, we're doing a little bit of FT8. Good net there. Thanks for being there. Thanks for doing it. We'll send it back over to you. VA3BT.
All right, Albert. Thanks for sticking around and coming back. Much appreciated. Good luck. Next, VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Jason, are you still around?
Yes, sir, I am. Thanks for doing another informative and entertaining AREG. Much appreciated. I will send it back. 7-3 to you and everybody else on that.
All right, very good, Jason. Thanks a bunch. How about PDL, VE3, Papa Delta Lima? Paul, Is your volume turned up? All right, nothing heard. Next is Al, and we know he heard the dinner bell. So that'll be it for him. How about Cal? VA3 Charlie Delta Victor. Next, we have North End Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Yeah, 73 to everybody on frequency. Now, I got two questions for you, Chuck. One is how do you rotate the pictures on your YouTube stream? Because this is the first time I've kind of watched it with the volume turned down and the radio was turned on. So I'm watching you right now on there. By you keep rotating pictures, and I wonder how do you do that? What and how many cameras have you got on that setup? That's question one. Tell us about YouTube. And question two, being a French, I heard Celine Dion singing in French a long time ago, and I told my wife if she ever learned English, she would be a big hit. Well, hey, so I was right about that. But I wonder if I saw a thing on TV there the other day about Celine, and I just wonder if you had heard anything through the grapevine or any other way. How is she doing? There's my two questions for you, Chuck.
All right. Well, to answer your first question, Rick, I used a software for the cameras, and it's called ManyCam. One word, MANY, ManyCam, CAM, ManyCam. And I got a pirated version of it, and it kind of opens up more features than if you would just download the free public one. And so I can switch between cameras, and I use 4 cameras. And sometimes I have like a picture-in-picture with the radio in a smaller camera, and then another camera with the bigger picture. And it just shows the layout of my shack. And I try to be creative and not to have people get too bored with what they're looking at. And so I will rotate through these cameras, and hopefully that keeps people wanting to watch.
Yeah, that's entertainment in itself. And I'm watching right now when it's rotating through and very interesting.
Yeah. It took me a while to get comfortable with everything, and I use external sound cards for my radio. It goes into a sound card, which in turn goes into my laptop, which when I activate YouTube, it automatically gives the sound from the radio directly into the computer. So that helps out a lot too. Your second question, I don't hear too much about Celine Dion. I was kind of turned off to the fact that her husband was her manager. When she was just starting out, she was a minor, and she was another person who was groomed by an older man who ended up eventually dating her. Same story with Elvis and Priscilla and many others. And so it kind of turned me off.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean about that. Yeah, same here. But you gotta admit she's one fantastic singer. And when I first heard her singing French, it was I was flipping around the channels on the TV, and I got a French channel, and here she was on there singing, and I said, "Wow, is she ever gonna do great if she learns English?" And obviously she did. And boy, she's really done well in Las Vegas and everything else. It's too bad that she got hit with that rare disease that hardly anybody ever gets. But hopefully she'll be back one day. And even if she just does it in the studio, it'll be good to get some more of her songs there. Over.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt she's got a fabulous voice, and yeah, when she speaks English, she does have that heavy French accent with it, but nonetheless, she is articulate enough to carry a conversation. So that definitely helped her career out, and I wish her well. Anything else, Rick?
Oh, that's it. 73 to everybody on there. Thanks for doing what you do there, Chuck. It was very interesting tonight, and good to hear it. So it keeps us occupied on Wednesday night, and I'm sure a lot of other people too, same thing. So back to none. BA3 CJZ, B3 B-Time.
Okay, thank you for that, Rick. Appreciate it. Next, let's go to the other Rick, VA3AXJ.
Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck. Yeah, I haven't yet tried the antenna on the truck yet. I hooked it up and I talked to Mac there in the driveway. He said there was no interference or coming out of it or anything like that, but on the weekend I'm going to head up to the reserve and that'll give it a test. Other than that, good night. I enjoyed that. That was really interesting. Of course, every Wednesday night I look forward to it, but I wasn't first tonight, so but it's all right. It's no problem. Yeah, that's about it for me. It's just about time to shut the eyes, and I guess some things I can't even talk. Some things done in the morning before it gets too friggin' hot. I can't handle that heat. It drives me insane. But anyhow, yeah, good night, and 7-3s and VA3XJ. We'll be listening to the end. Back to you.
All right, Rick. Thanks for the pat on the back. Much appreciated. Take care. Next, we got Larry, VE3LBI. Larry.
Still here, Chuck. Just listen along. It's still hot outside. Waiting for it to cool down. It's going to be a bit, I think, yet.
Yeah, I was looking at the long range forecast there, and it looks like we're going to be at least into the high 20s, like 28s, 27, 28s with humidity once this heat wave passes. So, well, it's better than what we got now. It's 29.6 out on my front porch, and I'm pretty sure there's probably no wind.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the heat map across Canada and down in the U.S., and boy, oh boy, it's red all over the place. So, all right, Chuck, listen, thanks for doing it. Enjoyed it. I got in there a little bit earlier than normal, and but no, all right, it was good, kind of fun. All right, VE3LBI. Thanks, Chuck.
All right, Larry. I was hoping my little trivia questionnaire there would get some audience participation, and it sure did. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so thanks for that, Larry. And let's go to George now, see if he got his garbage out. VE3GBD. George.
I just came back out. And, yep, I'm here. Got the garbage out. We're all good.
All right, I'm trying to put it off as long as I can. I still got to wait for the wife to come home from work there. Should be around 11 o'clock, and I'll probably take it out then. Otherwise, I am in no hurry. But thanks for jumping in there, George. I'm glad you finally got back on frequency, and you're loud and proud and treetop tall and all that. So thanks, George. Have a great rest of the evening, my friend. You're going to be sticking around here this weekend, right?
I believe so, but I'm not sure. I might end up going to the trailer Friday. I got my granddaughter's graduation tomorrow, and I might head up Friday.
All righty then. well, no matter what you do, be safe and have fun. So we'll clear with George, and I'd like to say thanks to whoever dropped by our YouTube stream and checked in there, or just to listen. You don't have to interact in the chat room. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to VE3 IUK, Bill, and Wayne, VA3 FMB, for checking in. I hope Wade, VA3 NCA, is having lots of fun on the East Coast. And it'll be interesting to find out if he's in that path of the heat wave, because it did say on the news that the East Coast was affected as well. So that'll be interesting. And so we'll clear with George, and my neighbor is next, VA3NE, Kevin.
You calling me there, Chuck?
Yeah, any last words? We're going to wrap up the net soon, and you're next on my list.
Yeah, I just worked my way out to the porch. Having a smoke, as you can tell, the A3 and
All right, very good. Well, try and stay cool there, Kevin. I think I'm going to have a shower tonight and be nice and clean before jumping in bed. And so I'd like to suggest that to anybody. It'll help cool you down. It'll definitely cool your skin down if you take a cool shower, and you'll feel refreshed and you'll be able to sleep better. And so thanks, Kevin, VA3NE. And last on my list is Steve, Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Yeah, very good. Good net there, Chuck. I'll be saying 7-3 as well. So everybody take care. Have yourself a good night. And we'll catch you next time around. VA3CJZ, VA3NFG.
Okay, Steve, thanks a bunch. Stay cool, my friend, and we'll talk to you again soon. And so that's it for my list, unless we have any last-minute check-ins for this week's AREG net. Please come now. This is VA3CJZ. Any last-minute check-ins, please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Papa Golf.
Chris, Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Papa Golf. Come on in, Chris. How are you?
Doing all right. Just having a lazy night tonight. Just sort of tuned into the net tonight at the point you were talking about petting the dog or something. So, yeah, I missed the majority of it. But just in time to give you one more to bump up the number +1 there.
All right. Very good, Chris. Well, thank you. And you can always play back the net on YouTube there and listen to what you didn't catch. So thanks again, Chris. Awesome signal and great audio.
Beautiful. Low power onto the X30 antenna.
Oh, yeah. Full strength over here and loud audio. Good job. Okay, thanks, Chris. Anyone else out there wishing to check in last minute for this week's AREG net, please come now. All right. So tonight, combined with the YouTube check-ins, we got 16. Not too shabby. We usually average around 15, so we're right on mark. So it's time to wrap up another week of the Amateur Radio Exchange Group on a Wednesday night, hump day. Hope you all had fun spending the last couple of hours with me and listening to what I and others had to say. And remember, try and get those contacts this weekend for the field day. Make sure to bring plenty of water, maybe even bring an umbrella and a chair, and be safe out there. Well, I'll be listening for you this weekend on field day. And so with that, I'd like to say 7-3 all. It's been great, but we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, stay safe and 7-3 all. This is VA3 CJZ.